All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we are very excited to be interviewing Lauren Weinberg, and she is going to be talking to us about our amazing topic this month because it just needs a lot of attention, I think. So for May, it's Mental Health Month, and it does need a lot of attention. Would you say, Lauren?
Absolutely. It needs a lot of attention because we don't give that attention to ourselves, right? And that makes
Right.
all the difference.
Right. And may I just say, even I think for women, it feels like
Yeah.
it's even more thing we're always giving to everyone else. So I just want to do an introduction and let people know more about you first, and then we'll get into some good questions.
Great.
So I know that you are a coach, and you are the becoming coach. And I loved when I was reading that because it just told me what I needed to know.
That's
Right?
awesome.
I just love that. So you really have a good name for what you do as well. So, but you are a national board certified health and wellness coach and a certified happiness coach, which made me smile. And you have a background as a psychologist and family therapist. And you also have a transformational coaching process, S.H.I.N.E, S.H.I.N.E, and it's designed to accelerate and support personal and professional success while inspiring your clients to fall in love with who they are becoming. I love that.
Thank you. Thanks. This piece about becoming, it occurred to me that we're always on this journey of becoming. So I get a little bristly. A lot of people say, oh, I help you be your best self. And I'm like, there is no best self because the journey never ends, right?
Right.
We're always in that process. I like to say the journey never ends and you can't get it wrong. Like wherever you are in that moment it's just where you're supposed to be. It's okay. And what I do is I help give people the tools to become better and better.
And that's beautiful, the process.
It's a process,
Yeah.
which means that nobody's expected to get it all right. It's a process. And having those tools to become better and better, that's what supporting your mental health is all about, right? It's understanding that you have tools. There are things that you can do. Are you still here?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes, I
my
can
screen.
still see you.
Okay, sorry about that.
Our screens keep going black for a moment, but it's funny
Yours
that
did
we're
too.
still here.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still
interesting.
here.
Okay. And you're right. This is part of life. Like that. Okay. A mistake just happened. I'm not sure what's going on with StreamYard today, but life happens. It doesn't always go according to a script. Sometimes you have to roll with the punches. You said that earlier. You have to just roll with the punches. You have to go with it and know that you're going to be okay. And that's about just having the trust in yourself to figure it out and using those tools that support you so that you are just always in that process of getting better and better.
Always becoming.
Always
Yes, better and
becoming.
better. Okay, so let's get into this. What are 3 good practices that we can start today? Something we can implement, right away to create a strong foundation and to support our mental health.
Yeah. So the first thing that I really want people to understand is that try to remember that life is a gift. Life is like a precious gift, and it's not like that beautiful, perfect, precious gift that you want to like keep on a shelf. Life is the kind of gift that you want to roll up your sleeves and get in the squishy mud and roll around and make the best out of what's going to sometimes be a messy situation, knowing that things happen for you, that life is about learning and it's about growing. So mistakes will happen, stuff happens. And I think sometimes we get so focused on what's not right, about the problems, on feeling that we're comparing ourselves to other people and finding ourselves wanting, that we forget that we have the option to do it differently. We have the option to focus on how we want to feel, focus on the kinds of things that we want in our lives. What is this gift that is life that we can continually unwrap? Focus on how you want things to be and not on what's lacking. And just that one shift will change everything. Looking at how things are happening for you and not to you.
Mhm. Okay, I love that one. I just wanted to throw in that, we at Femcity, we do a lot of gratitude sharing. And I feel like that ties into it. Like if you have a daily gratitude practice, you really can be thinking about the gift of life that, in all those, list. I like doing the five things every day. I've been doing it since I was probably 22. And it shifts your mindset. It really does.
It physically shifts your mind. So what we know from the data from actually researchers who have done brain scans is that a gratitude practice, or developing that attitude of gratitude, actually changes the neural pathways in your brain. And it changes them faster than anything else. I always say it's the fastest way to put your positive pants on, is to focus on gratitude. It is absolutely the number one thing that you can do to shift your perspective from that feeling that things are always in problem, right? Or that woe is me. I call it the Eeyore, like, the dark cloud that follows you around and, oh no, what's going to happen today, to reveling in that gift of life, as you said. Just what is there to be grateful for? It's the number one thing that I always have my clients add to their life to shift their perspective and the way that they feel, because the way that we think and the way we feel are inextricably linked. They go together. So all of that is part of number one.
Perfect. I love it. Everybody can do it.
Everybody can do it. And you can do it, like you're saying, formally, like you do it with think of 5 things every day. Sometimes I like to encourage people to think of something they're grateful for that happened yesterday, and something that they know they're going to be grateful for today. That brings in both what they've experienced and what they're expecting, which, also is a bit of a shift. And you could do it formally, writing it down, or you can, again, just have that attitude of gratitude. I can't take a sip of my hot tea in the morning without thanking God for inventing tea.
Right.
It's like every day it just hits me like, thank you. Thank you for that first hot sip of tea in the morning. It just changes everything,
It sure does. Coffee
Yeah.
for me, but it sure does. Yeah.
The
Number
sec-
2 then. Yeah.
The second thing I would encourage people is just to know that sometimes you're going to be uncomfortable, and you don't have to be afraid of that. You can allow the discomfort, because growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. Life is not just meant to be comfortable all the way through. As you are pushing yourself, as you're growing, or when sometimes things happen that you're not so happy with, you have loss, people make decisions that affect you in a way that you weren't expecting. It's okay to be uncomfortable. This is life, and it's not going to be permanent. It will shift. But what happens is we sometimes allow that discomfort to wind us down into this well that feels dark. And when we are in that dark place, we forget that it's possible to look for the light, right? You mentioned the coaching process is called S.H.I.N.E. It's always about looking for how you can stand in your light. And I promise you that even when it's dark, there is a crack of light coming through somewhere. And let that be your anchor to know that things will get better. They will not stay uncomfortable all the time. So stay in the discomfort and learn from it. What can this teach you in this moment? Was it a mistake, in quotes, a mistake that you made that actually turns out to be a lesson that you need to learn in your life? Is it just knowing that it's okay to be in the discomfort and that will only make you stronger? That's a lesson as well. So allow the discomfort. I always laugh thinking about my mother when we were kids and we went on any drive that was like an hour or longer. An hour. I mean, we'd go between breakfast and lunch longer than an hour all the time. But for my mother, if we took a drive, she had a pack of like 3-course meal. There was like a full roast chicken. There was like cut up fruit. There was dessert because she was afraid of that feeling of hunger. She was afraid to allow herself to feel uncomfortable, even just with hunger. So I understand how powerful it is to want to avoid the discomfort. But again, that's where life's richest lessons happen, in that discomfort.
Right.
I don't know what to say to that one.
Well, my mind is thinking about how like that's where all the lessons come. Like if I think about why I even started doing the gratitude journal all those years ago was because of a difficult situation. And when I look back now, it taught me something that at the time I would have thought this pain could never be worth, anything. It taught me forgiveness and it taught me gratitude. And I've been able to, lean on those so many times, like constantly, continually. You're going to have things are going to happen. So it really was a great lesson. But in the moment, it is hard to see it. So being aware, I'm hearing you're saying like kind of being aware when you're going into it and just conscious that it is going to be uncomfortable, but that there's going to be a crack of light, and focus on that. And to know that there's, something good will come of it, or, a lesson or learning or strength. If you allow it, right.
And you look for it.
Mm-hmm.
But not to be afraid of it, because life will sometimes be uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing that, there's so many young people today, they feel anxious so much of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that comes from a lot of different things. Often just getting your head out of a computer and out of your phone and looking up and out creates actually a shift physically in your mind that takes you out of fight or flight. So that's just an aside. An extra little tip is, pick your head up and look out, and that will really shift things for you. But I think they fear the fear. They fear the discomfort that comes with feeling anxious. And instead of sitting and getting curious about that anxiety, right? Getting curious, why am I feeling anxious now? What is this trying to tell me? How am I fighting against something that maybe I don't have control over, right? Because we don't always have control over everything, right? Get curious, because much like gratitude will help you be positive, curiosity and anxiety have a hard time coexisting. Right? So get curious about that uncomfortable feeling and look for those lessons and allow that light just to, start as a crack, but to get bigger and bigger.
I love it. Okay, number 3.
Number 3. So 3 is all about the fact that you are a whole person, right? I said your body and your mind are inextricably linked. Well, your body and your thoughts, right? Your emotions and your thoughts, but it's your body, your mind, and your spirit. They all work together as a system. So making a shift anywhere in the system will change everything else. And I like to think about that in terms of like we take care of our body to give us energy. We take care of our minds to help us stay engaged and interested in our lives. And we take care of our spirits in order to feel joy, right? Spirit is all about connection, connecting to yourself and connecting to the world around you, to the people, to the universe, just to nature. That connection is where joy lives, enjoyment. So taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit, those give you the foundation to ride the waves that are life. So I like to say, you have to rest, move, and feed your body. But I was thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? You have to rest, move, and feed your body, your mind, and your spirit. So, right? It's a different way of thinking about it. And I've been thinking about this for years, but honestly, that just occurred to me like within the last week. Like, what is it? We know what it means to rest our body, right? And that's not just sleep. We all need our sleep, super important. But sometimes you just need to decompress, like just take a chill. We know what it means to move our body. That's, about exercise, walking, just getting movement shifts everything. Get out and walk, people. Like, get outside and walk. It changes everything. And feeding our bodies, right? And it's not just what we put in, but it's what we choose not to put in.
Right.
So sometimes I say, if you're going to drink like a fish, expect to smell like a fish, like expect to feel like a fish. Like, if you're going to like put a lot of like negative things into your body, it's going to affect how you feel. So make good choices about what you put in and what you don't put in. But you could do that with your mind and spirit too, right? Rest your mind. You can do that by doing a brain dump, getting out all the things that you're worried about. Just get it out on paper and then get rid of it. You can, move your mind by challenging it, by learning new things. And you can feed your mind. Like, be careful, curate what you're taking in. Make sure you're reading and listening and watching things that lift you up and not things that are going to continue to pull you down. Social media is not a problem. What you choose to look at on social media, how much time you spend with it, that's where the problem comes in. And your spirit, like, rest your spirit, sit in meditation, quiet yourself, and just allow whatever comes up, knowing that it belongs. This too belongs, all of it. You can move your spirit by doing things that feed you, your soul. Volunteer. Think to yourself every day, what's the biggest impact I can have on somebody else's life today? Feed your spirit with the connections that you have. Make sure the same thing, curate who is in your life. Are you with people who lift you, or are you with people who pop your bubbles, who pop the balloons that are lifting you? Like, make sure that you are doing all the things that give you the best chance to feel good, and people, the things that are going to help to lift you up and not hold on to the weights that are going to pull you down.
That's so good. What just popped into my mind was, I remember a time in the last few years where I was feeling a little lower, let's say. I wasn't feeling my energetic, true happy, and I don't even know what it really was. And I was started to watch a movie, and it was like a crime kind of movie. And I was thinking, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. But then as I was watching it, I thought, ooh, this is really not, I think I need a rom-com. And so it's funny how we need to pay attention, because I think our mind, our body, and our spirit probably are telling us things all the time. And you've mentioned it a few times, like listening, getting a little bit, slow down, listen, get a little quiet sometimes and see what's happening. And recognizing it. Yeah. So I turned it off. Looked for something else.
That was a great choice. But how many times do people not turn it off? Right? Or the news. Like, if you are going to steep yourself in the negativity of the day, right? Because newspapers, news outlets, they make their money on trying to make you feel afraid. When you feel afraid, you're more likely to tune in. And the politics, the division, the politics, it stokes the fire of negativity. That's what gets you hooked. So be very careful, curate how you're paying attention. Really make good choices. And like what you said, those choices about what you're watching. Like, I love music. Personally, music moves me, and I dance every day. I do something ironically called S.H.I.N.E Dance Fitness. Free plug. They don't even know me. They don't know who I am, but I subscribe to their service, having nothing to do with my S.H.I.N E process. But it is it's dance fitness. It's a program that, has a start and an end so that you can follow along. And the music is great and uplifting. And it changes my mood. It heightens my spirit. It's part of what I'm intentionally bringing in to feed my body, my mind, and my spirit all at once. Like, it's just a fantastic practice. Just look for what practices resonate with you, right? There's a lot out there. There's so much out there. And again, fabulous. TikTok, good on you. You've got a lot of people sharing all these good practices. But look for what resonates with you and start small. Like, if this is all news to you, start with 5 minutes for your body, 5 minutes for your mind, and 5 minutes for your spirit. That 15 minutes a day, you can fit that in.
Yes.
And that can be the foundation that you build on. But do it with things that you love. If you don't love broccoli, don't eat broccoli. Eat vegetables that you love. Like,
Yes.
choose what lights you up, and you will shine. And when you shine, you really do light up the world around you.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any other additional resources that you would recommend for anyone listening? You gave us a lot already, though, I got to say. And you know what? If anyone's listening and they're like, I didn't catch it all or didn't make notes, just go back and listen to these 3 and make some notes, because it's big stuff. It might seem a little bit like, oh, I should know that already or whatever. But if we're not doing it, it's not helping. So it's just, being aware, having a little list. Yeah, baby steps. It's possible for change.
Totally, Lynn. I mean, being aware. And that's just what I would encourage everybody to really focus on, that self-awareness. Because without awareness, we can't make choices. Right? So you have to develop that awareness. Then you have to set your intentions. Set your intention for how you want to feel, right? Know how you want to feel, so that all the choices that you make, you could say, is that getting me closer to how I want to feel or pulling me away?
Love it.
Yeah.
So any other resources or final advice to add?
The resources are, there's so much out there. Look for the good in whatever format you like to find it. If it's books, if it's videos, look for what speaks to you. There's so many. And look, I'll give myself a shameless plug. I contributed to a book. It's up behind my shoulder. It's called Healthy Thinking, Happy Life. It could also be Happy Thinking, Healthy Life. Both of those are true, but it's Healthy Thinking, Happy Life. My chapter is called If You Can't Control, Let It Roll, right? Which we kind of touched on a little bit today. But that's a great resource for shifting your mindset, because when you shift your mindset, you shift how you feel. And when you shift how you feel, again, you can make those choices. You can heighten that self-awareness that gets you closer to how you want to feel.
Love it.
Yeah.
And where can people find you if anyone would like to reach out and hear more about what you're doing?
I would love for people to reach out. Please, you can email me, you can DM me, whatever works for you. My website is lastingchangewellness.com. And if you go there, you can download a free gift that I have that helps you shift that thinking, to help you shift the way that you're feeling. But really, I offer, and I truly mean this, sign up for time with me. I offer a complimentary consultation. Let's talk about how you can support your mental health. Let's just jump on a call and talk about that. Sign up. Go do it right now. lastingchangewellness.com. You can find my free gift, and you can also sign up for that time with me. You could also find me at Lasting Change Coach on Instagram, or at Lauren Yellin Weinberg on LinkedIn.
I love it. Thank you so much for all of that, your wisdom and all of your tips, and 3 great things to start right now. Appreciate it so much. I know why Violet was so excited to get on and talk to you today, but she couldn't be here, so it worked out great.
Oh,
Thanks.
I miss her too.
Oh, thanks a lot, Lauren.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Absolutely. Thank you. Bye-bye.